there, and welcome to another episode of the smAshlights. We're going to shorten this one up a little bit because we've got a limited number of stories. Let's talk about our mission. You can read all about it if you want to go to smAshomash.com/forum/mission. Let's talk about number 6. It's to assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon in order to optimize value and reduce risk and liability and save lives and resources and adapt, no matter what the adversity is. Whether it's government waste, fraud, and abuse, a coronal mass ejection, or a global pandemic, we're out here helping people to understand the relevant factors involved in said systems. Let's talk about inflation. It's a relevant factor in the U.S. monetary system, as we are expecting at least 10%, and with new stimulus coming out, more like 15% rate of inflation, which means that your $1 last year would have bought you, well, your 85 cents right now would have bought you $1 worth of goods last year. In other words, your dollar's now worth 85 cents. So, and by the way, people that don't understand inflation, like Paul Krugman, economic illiterate, and fan of Bernie Sanders, I believe, they are misdefining the term inflation as a continuing rise in the general price, usually attributed to an increase in volume of money. Oh, hey, Merriam-Webster's got it right. So it's actually always attributed to an increase in the volume of money, and the consumer price index is intentionally manipulated. It's well known that they intentionally manipulate the prices in there to make inflation look at the figures they want. So they can make inflation look higher by moving certain goods in and out of the basket of goods in the consumer price index. We won't get into it. Let's get into this dummy. Nobel Prize winning economist Paul Krugman has been in the news, stating that, gold prices aren't at all-time highs because people are expecting inflation. It's because of bond yields falling, right? It's because the Fed's buying so many trillions of dollars, 4 trillion just in the past year, worth of bonds, that's why gold prices are going up. It has nothing to do with inflation, because massive bond purchasing programs purchased with printed money by the Federal Reserve have nothing to do with inflation. Paul Krugman, it's breaking down for you, isn't it there, bud? Wow. Paul Krugman, economic illiterate, cited here on Zero Hedge, saying gold's price rise has nothing to do with investors expecting soaring inflation. What an idiot. Go send Paul an email. I think he's probably got an email address at New York Times, as he regularly does columns to confuse and muddy the waters on economics. What a dummy. He thinks the government can just print money eternally and it'll be just fine. Paul Krugman. Shut up, Krugman. Krugman, shut up. By the way, this also exposes how pathetic the Nobel Society is. Now, some things cause real drops in prices. For instance, if we found a giant vein of gold someplace, that would cause gold prices to go down. If we discovered new ways to make food, like, fermenting wood into protein, which is, by the way, a thing now that we covered like 2 weeks ago on the channel. Things like droughts and flooding and pests ruining harvests, those cause actual rises in prices, which has nothing to do with bond purchasing. So guess what? China is running into additional problems and facing a severe food shortage this year. Another article here on Zero Hedge about that, if you'd like to go have yourself a read. There are differences between price changes and inflation. Inflation is when your dollars buy less stuff because there are too many dollars in the market. For instance, if you sold too many shirts, if you had too many shirts on the market for sale, the price in your shirts would drop in value. See what I'm saying? Let's talk about gold prices, which are finally lower than $2,000. They've just dropped $43. And they were over 2,000 when I did show prep, but there you go. Off its historic highs now, still flirting with $2,000. And markets are set to open up. We'll get to it in a minute. First, please return me to the page I was on, cnbc.com. Hey, thanks. Silver prices flirting with $30 an ounce at $28.11 per ounce. Here are the futures markets. The pre-market data showing Dow is set to open 200 points above the Unch line. S&P set to open 1775 up. NASDAQ expected to open plus 60.5. Belarus opposition leader Svetlana Tikhanovskaya has absconded. She's fled to Lithuania as she doesn't want to go to jail like her husband, following the, quote, election. The election selection, which, by the way, poses a real threat to Lukashenko. Nobody believes the results to the election. Oh, yes. I'm just scrolling the headlines here on Deutsche Welle. That's dw.com. Deutsche Welle, a great news source, which appears to be somewhat objective. We love it. Beirut's mayor has stepped down, by the way. And there's all kinds of strife going on in Belarus as a result of the elections. Witch hunts are still happening, by the way. That's still a real thing. And check this out. Germany's foreign minister wants sanctions. Foreign Minister Heiko Maas expressed strong doubts over the legitimacy of Lukashenko's election victory. So at least people are paying attention. I don't believe that he got 80% of the vote. What say you? Leave a comment. And seems to be the fakest election in Belarusian history. Belarus, the most Soviet of the former Soviet states. So perhaps this is a good sign for progress and for the elimination of dictators. He's been in charge for 26 years there. Deutsche Welle, and I don't know what I'm on here. I don't think I opened that page. By the way, thanks to our patrons, the real source of funding. Every little bit counts, folks. Thanks to our newest patrons. Expect to see some releases of things like audio tracks and ringtones if you are a gold level member, or a condensed matter version, a condensed matter tier member. So if you're sending us more than $9.99 or more per month, expect some media files in there. Patrons are the real support for the channel, as YouTube strives to pay us nothing. So here's a great example. Yesterday's video, which was our largest video in well over a week here, receiving over 100 views, has, guess what, limited ad suitability. So of course we've appealed that, and we've also put links below the video to Subscribestar and to other ways to support the channel. We are streaming live to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/smAshomash. If you are on YouTube, please share the content over there, as we can't seem to get to 1,700 subscribers, and basically we have zero help. That's why we don't have any listed channels anymore. Anybody out there who'd like to do a collabo, hit me up. The email is smashomash@gmail.com. Also check out our playlists, as we do a lot more than the daily space weather. We're also on BitChute, bitchute.com/smashomash. Thanks to our subscribers over there. Let's talk cycling. Have you been to theveloshop.net? That's theveloshop.net. Maybe if you want to look up bikes, are you in the market for a Road Machine 02 Ultegra, as I am? I'll need a 58. Anyway, you got to call for availability. Let's talk about our latest featured cyclist on smashomash.com/forum. Becky Quinn, owner of the shop. To her adoring fans, she's known as Quinny. I've never heard anybody say it, as I'm a fellow rider. And she is training juniors as we speak. Coach Becky is the owner of the Velo Shop and has won multiple national championships, finishing 4th in the World Championships twice. If you want to contact Becky, tell her I sent you. Dan Nigro, sent you to theveloshop.net. In fact, I have to give her a call, as I need a jersey and a skin suit. We've also got on smashomash.com/forum a section about movie recommendations. Go and leave your post a movie. If your description contains spoilers, tell us. Everybody wants more content to watch, so grease their wheels. Love Smash. President Trump was ushered out instantaneously while doing a briefing at the White House. And I don't know what just happened there, but that was a disaster. Never click on a link that you don't understand, folks. Anyway, Trump was whisked away last night.
It could be thought of very poorly. It's going to hurt our country.
Trump was whisked away last night, right in the middle of a speech. He offers no explanation. He just instantly leaves as a Secret Service agent whispers something to him. It's because of a shooting. Oh, yes. And we won't show any footage of that, as I'd prefer to have today's video not demonetized. Let's talk about the scary, spooky COVID. Now, for those of you who followed us since January, it's not the COVID, folks. I just choked. For those of you who've watched us since January 23rd and read forums, because at smashamash.com/forum, there is a 31-page long section about COVID. And we started covering it on January 23rd by saying things like, is that scary and spooky? Not really. Gotcha. And yeah, it's a cheap Chinese plastic virus made in China with an incredibly low mortality rate that people are very, very scared and spooked about because they're stupid and they know nothing about infectious diseases. Mouthwash could reduce the risk of transmission. Here's an article on SciTech Daily. Who could have guessed that mouthwash, which is typically alcohol-based, which is known through hand sanitizer and all kinds of other media sensationalization, can kill the COVID virus? Oh my God. Personally, I don't even care about killing the COVID virus because it's irrelevant. It's about as novel as Governor Andrew Cuomo here. If you don't follow us on Twitter, check us out. I'm gonna do a bunch of posts today. And Tony Heller's over there also. And shout out to Christian Westbrook, yes. Drop me a line, dude. We're only 8 months behind when we're supposed to do our collaborative video. Anyway, yeah, Twitter. I'm going on it today. I'm going to tweet all day today. Let's talk about this great Electroverse article that I was turned on to by Twitter. Check out the ice mass balance. Check out the snow and ice balance at Greenland. Whoops! Oh my God, it's melting. It's just moved a solid standard deviation above the multi-decadal average. Yes, yes. Usually it's barely back into gaining mass, and now it's moved back to levels that it hadn't seen since the winter. So there you go. Oh my God, Greenland is melting so much that it's just added 4 gigatons in about one day. If you need to hit us up for a breaking news story, or if you just want to send me a text and say, screw you, Smash-O-Mash, you can do so at country code 1, area code 610-936-9799. That's country code 1, area code 610-936-9799. Tell your friends, tell your foes, tell your science noobs and your science pros to hit me up on the SMASHO VOIP line. It's all good. Also, don't forget to check out our affiliate links, which you can link to it from smashamash.com. It's smashamash.com/affiliate. And we've got our great Amazon links there. We've got a pulse oximeter, some amino acids, as well as methylsulfonylmethane, otherwise known as MSM almond flour. Zinc, calcium, and magnesium, which we take before bed. Shugu and mashed potatoes. If you wanna stock up on your preps, it's available for Prime. It's only 0.13 cents per ounce or something like that. 0.13 cents per ounce. If you want the cheap stuff, buy yourself a bin of these using our link. It's all available at smashamash.com/affiliate. And we are growing our organization. We've got links to two different Teespring storefronts here at smashamash.com. And we're going to show you both storefronts today. Part of the reason why we shortened up the coverage. So first of all, we've got the original SMASHO store, the Smash store actually. And again, it's linked at smashamash.com or smashamash.org, which will redirect you to smashamash.com. So there's the affiliate link. There's a link to the forum. there's the link to the original store, which includes the shirt that I'm currently wearing. So here's the shirt I'm currently wearing. Smasher price, my first pandemic. Anybody who wants one of those, order it up. It's $24.99 plus shipping. And if you order additional units, you'll get a little break on the shipping. We've also got leggings. We've got the I Survived the Global Pandemic So Far shirt featuring the Grim Reaper graphic, as well as the Mansa and Mensa shirt, Make America Not Suck Again, Make Earth Not Suck Again. It's up to you. Tell your friends, tell your foes. And at teespring.com/stores/smAsho store, also linked at smashomash.com, perhaps pick up a shirt there, such as the 3C405 Eugene Bagashov edition, which comes in only white and 2 different pink colors, since Eugene doesn't like the graphic design work. If you want girly colored lettering on your 3C405 shirt, featuring massive Radio Galaxy Cygnus A, which, by the way, has transients, if you want to look it up. Go to the Neil Gorell Swift Bat X-ray Observatory and type in SIG A, and there's 3C405. And there are the X-ray transients from Cygnus A, which are totally in its regular, old, everyday baseline state. So again, if you want some merch, if you'd like a massive Radio Galaxy complete with the radio jets overlapped on a zoomed out portion of the sky there, which really is, that is actually Cygnus A there, in the star field in the background, it's teespring.com/stores/smAsho store, or you can link to it from smashomash.org. And here ends another episode of the smAshlights. Thanks again for tuning in, whether you viewed live or you viewed Memorex. We greatly appreciate your support and your patronage. And right now it's 4:20 in the new valley of the Dicks. Eyes open, some fear, because having no fear is utterly irrational. Just like